Hello everyone, this is Jurassic Blast, and welcome back to the Explain series. In this episode, I will be talking about the Permian period. This time period was very famous for the synapsids that were everywhere in this time period. After the Carboniferous rainforest collapse, life was slowly coming back and adapting to the new land, and the seas conodonts were taking over it in the early Permian period. Climate in the early Permian were cool, like other periods in the Paleozoic. The landmass we all know, Pangea, was starting to form in the late Permian period. After the Carboniferous, most of the giant insects have died out. However, some did live into the early Permian, like Meganeopsid. The flora in the Permian still had promignosperms like Neogatheria. Now, let's talk about the animals in the Permian period. Like the last episode, it will be separated into groups. The groups are marine fauna, synapsids, therapsids, and parareptiles. Let's start with marine fauna. The first creature to kick it off is Helicorpron. Helicorpron is a shark-like eugododont that could get up to 5 to 8 meters long. Early reconstructions of Helicorpron had the tooth whorl on its snout instead of the tooth whorl being like a buzzsaw. It was just a normal shark's jaw, but tooth whorl was used for cutting up fish much easier, and maybe crushing ammonites. Instead of talking about one species, I will talk about the whole family. Meet the giganthids. These shark-like conditherids dominated the freshwater ecosystem in the Permian period. All species of giganthus were small and they didn't grow up to great lengths. However, one species of giganthid did grow up to great lengths, named Barbocarboreon. It could get up to 5 meters long. The trilobites were almost extinct during the Permian. They were slowly declining over the Paleozoic, as I covered in the last episode. Ammonites were everywhere in the Permian period, even in freshwater. Now it's time for the second, synapsids. The first synapsid I'm going to talk about is Aphathosaurus. Aphathosaurus was a herbivorous synapsid that lived during the early Permian. Aphathosaurus was the earliest and biggest herbivorous synapsid that could get up to 3.5 meters. The jaw on Aphathosaurus was slightly curved down, so it could be easier to chew up the rough plants in the early Permian. The sail on Aphathosaurus was probably used for temperature regulation. However, it was proved wrong, and it was actually used for attracting mates and showing dominance. The next synapsid is Secundinosaurus, species of Pelycosaur. Secundinosaurus had a slimmer head than Dimetrodon and Aphathosaurus. Paleontologists speculated that the reason for the slim head is for it to catch fish or hunt small creatures that burrowed into the ground, like the Diictodons. Fossils of Secundinosaurus have been found in Texas, in the Wichita and Clear Fork groups. Before I talk about the next synapsid, I want to talk about Platyhystrus. This small-sailed Tesmospondyle isn't related to synapsids like Aphathosaurus and Dimetrodon. Platyhystrus may have been hunted by larger Tenospondylus like Erops. Platyhystrus could get up to 1 meter long, which was small compared to Erops. Now let's talk about the next synapsid, Coreognathus. This massive herbivorous synapsid, Coreognathus, was known for its large body shape and small head. The herbivorous habit of Coreognathus probably made it a prey item for therapsids. Finally, the last synapsid is Dimetrodon, the most famous synapsid out of all. Dimetrodon is usually mistaken for a dinosaur or a contemporary of dinosaurs in popular media, but it was extinct some 40 million before the advent of the dinosaurs. Even though it had a reptile-like appearance, it was actually a relative of mammals. Dimetrodon could get up to 5.5 meters long. Dimetrodon is an icon in pop culture. It has been featured in many games and movies, even in a Jurassic World movie. Jurassic World Dominion. Finally, let's talk about the third group out of the four, the therapsids. The first therapsid to kick off the start of this group is Instrosevia. Instrosevia is a therapsid, species of Eupeliosauria synapsid. Instrosevia could get up to 3.5 meters long. Instrosevia is the biggest known gorgonopsid. Instrosevia had these two sharp saber teeth, known for giving the final blow to prey. Second therapsid is Ammontosuchus. This odd-looking therapsid was omnivorous, and Ammontosuchus possessed several sets of large horns somewhat similar to antlers of a moose, growing upward and outwards of the sides of the top of the head. Ammontosuchus could get up to 3 meters or even more, as Ammontosuchus could have behaved like hippos, seen in a painting with it wallowing in a lake. Next therapsid is Titanophonus. At first glance, it looks similar to Dimetrodon, but it isn't. Titanophonus could get up to 6 meters. It was also a primitive therapsid. Titanophonus could have possessed early signs of fur on its body. The next therapsid is Etotitanosuchus. This therapsid only had one fossil found, and it's the skull. Etanosuchus could get up to 2.5 meters long, but this is just speculation because the fossil is only the skull. Etanosuchus had small fur like other therapsids in the late Permian. Next therapsid is Eumelosaurus. This therapsid wasn't predatory. It was actually herbivorous like most in its family. Eumelosaurus had a Machops-like build, get up to 4 meters long. Final therapsid, I just mentioned it, it's Machops. This bulky therapsid is known for its odd proportions and thick head. This thick head was used for headbutting, which was a strategy to assert dominance. Mushops was herbivorous, and it may live partly in water like hippos. Mushops could get up to 2.7 meters long. The final group is parareptiles. The first creature on this list, and only, is Scutosaurus. Scutosaurus is a famous parareptile. It's been in a lot of movies like Walking with Monsters, which I've covered so many times. Scutosaurus was in the late Permian, where it experienced the Great Dying, which I will get to soon. Scutosaurus had armor plating everywhere on its body, hence why it's called the shield lizard. Scutosaurus could get up to 2.5 to 3 meters long. It also got hunted by the carnivorous thorax. As it slowly draws to the end of the Permian period, something catastrophic was getting ready to happen. The biggest extinction event, called the Great Dying. This extinction event was bigger than the one that killed the dinosaurs in the Cretaceous, which I'll cover in a few episodes from now. The main reason why it's called the Great Dying is because this extinction killed 90% of marine life and 70% of life on land. What caused the Great Dying, you may ask? It was flood basalt volcanic eruptions that released sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, resulting in eunixia, elevating global temperatures and acidifying the oceans. Earth was basically unlivable with all the sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide. There were many hypotheses of what was the main cause of the extinction. After some time, scientists went with volcanoes because of the magma in the form of a flood basalt. I wonder how life could come back after this devastating extinction. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. Make sure to join the Discord server in the description. I will see everyone in the next episode of the Explain series. Bye.